Thank you very much for letting me have some time here to answer the questions that my staff are not allowed to answer. The question was why not allow public use in the Bull Run watershed? As was later noted, the Eagle Creek fire came perilously close to the watershed. Even with the filtration plant, a fire would be devastating for our water supply. And you might say that the council hasn't tried to change the code in recent times, but things will change after the filtration plant is built, and there might be significant pressure on a future city council to allow recreation in the watershed, to build a resort. This measure 26-204 also prohibits selling the watershed, any of the property rights, to private entities, so it adds more protections. Question was asked, why not do it in charter review? When the Charter Commission is convened in next year, in 2021, they get to decide what they want to discuss and what they want to refer to the voters. The council can ask, and in the last session in 2011, I did ask for something as basic as, could I please not be called the Commissioner in charge of public utilities? Because at the time I was not in charge of any of the utilities. I'm only the second woman ever to be in charge of the Water Bureau. But that was something that the Charter Commission decided that they did not want to change it to seat 1, 2, 3, 4, that they would like to keep the ancient titles that we have that don't make any sense when we're elected citywide. So that's just an example of, we're not deferring it until 2021, partly for that, and partly because I'm here now. I'm the one that noticed that it wasn't in the charter, and it seemed like to me that something as important as our drinking water source and the rules protecting it should be in the city's constitution. And so I've volunteered to lead the campaign. The filtration plant does change things a bit, in that I think there will be more pressure on a future council to allow more recreational and other uses there. And that could be something that the voters in the future would like to have happen, but that should be up to the voters and not on a particular pressure group getting to a council member and potentially changing the rules with just one vote. If it's a 3-2 vote, that changes the code. Then on the second measure, for mutual aid agreements, the question was asked, why not general fund? We've been working really hard since Commissioner Fish took over the Water Bureau in 2013 to make sure we spend ratepayers' money on things that ratepayers should be paying for, and general fund money, therefore, on things that the general fund should pay for. We all know that we had devastating cuts in the Parks Department this past year, and that we have not enough money to fund public safety, community engagement, parks, housing, all the things that only the general fund can pay for and not the water fund. We get valuable training from sending our staff to real-life disaster situations. We spend $500,000 a year sending them to classrooms and conferences to learn about things in a theoretical way. When they went to Hurricane Katrina, you could not possibly buy the kind of experience they got working in a place that was completely wiped out. And as Director Sturr noted, we want people to help. We want to make sure that people are signed up to help us. It's entirely appropriate to use Water Bureau funds for the Water Bureau staff and getting that practical experience. So I greatly appreciate everybody's consideration. And the main thing is, please find your ballot, get it in on time. This being a special election, there's going to be a tendency to perhaps not think there's anything important on. For most Portland voters, there's at least 4 really important measures, and I just would encourage you to spread the word and tell people to read their voters' pamphlet and make the right choices.
Thank you, Commissioner Fritz. And with that, we will end our presentation on the 2 ballot measures connected with water, and we'll take a 5-minute break in order to shift speakers.